me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, gotta clear up some things really quick about Telfar. So if you guys want to know more, let's go. So if this is your first time hearing about the brand, Telfar is a very popular New York City like streetwear kind of brand. They went really viral in like 2022 after a whole bunch of celebrities were seen worn out with it. We were still coming off of COVID around that time, so it was an affordable, popular bag, and you start seeing it everywhere, right? So I actually got a DM about this a month ago. Like, this is a month-ish old tea kind of, but I was going through the microblading healing process at the time, so by the time I had cleared up about it, I forgot. But I thought about it this morning and I was like, oh, let me quickly do a video on that. So the post that I got tagged in is on their Instagram page. Okay, so this is the first picture. It says, breaking news, Telfar is downsizing. A humbled and visibly older Telfar Clemens speaks out. And the caption says, facing the pressure of tariffs, shrinkflation, and industry-wide declining interest in Black-owned businesses, Telfar is saddened to announce that on July 17, 2026, we will be severely downsizing. The cutbacks represent a 90% overall reduction in scale from our smallest previous offering, resulting in a profound loss in total capacity. While our overall holdings will be reduced to items such as lip gloss, loose change, and dime bags, we are happy to announce we have only one physical closure, and it has a zipper. Getting smaller means getting leaner, smarter, and more resourceful, which is why we are also happy to announce an expansion of our back-end team featuring 2 card pockets for easy access to short-term liquidity, and a carabiner hand strap allowing partnerships with larger portfolios. Now, if you only stopped reading there, do you see what that kind of insinuates? What, and y'all know, what did Megan say? Big bold letters. When you know, breaking news comes out from the Shade Room, TMZ, whoever it is, people only read the headlines and that's it. So if that's all you read, what would you take from that message? It would sound like, oh, the brand is in trouble. They have to downsize because they're having all these business issues, yada, 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 right? If you read through the caption, it would, it's just throwing out terminology out there that sounds like, again, for someone who's not really reading, oh, like the brand is in trouble. And I remember when I read this a month ago, I was looking at the comments, and the first few comments were, you know, it's so hard for Black-owned businesses. I am okay with this. I think that this is actually a smarter move that they're doing compared, and mind you, they start naming like other brands that have had to shut down and whatnot. It's a good thing to see that your business might be headed towards, you know, murky waters and try to do anything that you can to fix it. That's what I was seeing in the comments, right? Let me read you the last sentence that is in this caption. You just had to make it to the bottom of the caption. It says, basically, we're releasing a bag charm. And if you make it to the last photo that is in the post, which mind you, there's only 3 slides in this carousel, there you see the picture of the bag charm. That was just marketing. That was just an announcement to announce that they are now coming out with bag charms. However, mind you, it wasn't just the person who tagged me in this post. Like I said, when I initially read the comments, I had even seen like a TikTok talking about Telfar is in trouble. What's happening to these Black-owned brands? That was just marketing for a new product that they have coming out. Now, when you look at the comments, the top comments are people saying like, oh, good marketing strategy. You almost got me there. How many of us were scared? Raise your hand. I was scared. So now, you know, the top comments are people who are realizing the ploy, the shtick here, that it was just a, you know, marketing campaign. And of course, now there are people in the comments talking about it's lazy marketing. Not you guys have to pull stunts to get people to, you know, stop and pay attention. However, what does that say that that's what it took? I'm just saying, like I said in the beginning of the video, the brand had their like, you know, breakout moment in 2022. It was all over the place. Every launch that they were having, people were talking about it. It was, oh my God, I need to get this back. People literally have closets lined up of Telfars. And like everything else, there always comes a point where people just like switch up on the brand. I want to say maybe like I feel like it really didn't even take that long. Maybe 2023, 2024. I was still on Twitter at that point. So it had to be like 2023. Started seeing tweets talking about I don't like the structure of Telfar bags. They lean, they're not this, it's too much for vegan leather. The typical complaints that start coming out about these brands, right? Now that the hype has died down, I regret the fact that I bought 7 bags. And, I saw that around that time. And then really after that, I haven't heard much about Telfar. Of course, obviously, they're still releasing things, right? But I haven't heard much or, seen any talk about anything that they've released. I'm really trying to think. I think the last time I saw mention of one of their releases when they came out with those like oval duffel bags, and that was probably a good minute ago. We're talking about a brand that it existed before 2022, right? Because I think I bought my bag in like 2021. Before I moved here. I bought it before I moved here. And I moved here in 2021. So it existed before 2022, right? So here's a brand that was existing. It was pretty much like a New York City type of thing. And then boom, they got Beyonce wearing it. People talking about some Telfar versus Hermes. That was really the time when the whole like affordable luxury versus luxury conversation started. So the regular brand just existing, boom, thrown into the spotlight. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody needs to have it. And then it kind of starts to trickle off and, it just kind of becomes one of those brands that's there. And if you see it, you see it. And if you don't, you don't. You just kind of go about your business. So for the people saying that type of marketing was distasteful, it was tacky, it was whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. Why is that the marketing that caught your eye? Why was that the marketing that got you talking about Telfar again? What do I be telling y'all in those downfall videos? These brands exist. They were always there, especially if you talk about, wanting to put Black-owned brands at the forefront of your shopping and yada, yada, yada. The brands exist. You just need to go find them. But a lot of the times, it's when they announce that they're having issues, everybody comes running. It's when they announce that they're closing down, that everyone wants to be part of the conversation. Now everyone wants to fire off a think piece on where the brand went wrong. So it's beneficial to help you get some engagement there, you talking about it and why it's shutting down. But when it was just existing, when they're just releasing things, if you really wanted to support it, you could have. So don't be mad at Telfar that they realize that's what it's going to take for y'all to talk about it. I don't know. Y'all might need to be mad at the way society is starting to move nowadays. Because, negativity is what gets people talking. A lot of the content and entertainment that is on TV, that's on social media, that is getting people's attention is negative, and people have realized that. That's why we have the rise in rage bait content. A lot of the people who y'all look at and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they live that way. I can't believe they talk that way. I can't believe they think that way. They don't. Welcome to What is a Grifter 101. They know that is what's going to get you talking. And mind you, as much as whatever it is they say might upset you, might irritate you. Oh, I hate seeing them. Every time they speak, it just irritates me. But you know what you're not going to do? You're not going to block them. You're not going to ignore them. Every time. You're always going to give them a response video. You're always going to give them a tweet. You're always going. So yeah, they're going to continue doing that. Telfar is not the only one who's realized that. Multiple people have realized this is what it's going to take to get me on someone's For You page, to get people talking about me. Now, Telfar, I'm not saying is equivalent to that type of rage baiting and whatnot, but in general, that's what a lot of people have resulted in doing, because, simply just being yourself, right? Again, not specifically talking about Telfar now, but simply being yourself, simply having a talent that you want to show in your content, or, being a natural comedian, that is literally not enough. Now, that is what is getting people's attention. So that's what people are going for. I have seen brands do this before, and sometimes it lands, sometimes it misses. I would say this did for Telfar, because again, I just feel like if you listen to me reading that caption, at some point I feel like you should have caught on, wait a minute, something ain't right, something don't. And you kind of get the little gag of it a little. And sometimes it's okay for a brand to not always be that serious. And I think Telfar has been one of those brands where, it's there's culture behind it. There is an understanding of social media, kind of like Fenty Beauty and how they run their marketing. So they can get away with marketing like that, those type of jokes, and people are like, okay, you got me. Who was scared? But other brands, they try it and people are like, stop trying to make fetch happen. You actually just pissed me off. So again, it comes down to marketing. It comes down to knowing your audience, and it comes down to does it make sense? Can you get away with this? Everybody ain't Rihanna. So can you get away with this? So I love that for Telfar. And that's honestly, when I looked at it, I was like, I'm not even really sure if I should make a video on that. But as you can see, I am making a video on that because I tend to point that out, because I actually think it's very funny that some people were upset with that type of marketing, because, I mean, it says something about the people who you weren't checking for Telfar before that. You stopped scrolling when you saw that, didn't you? All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know about those bag charms. Bag charms are a very popular thing right now. I know Coach bag charms are pretty viral, and I think TJ Maxx, Marshalls have been places where I see people going to get like really cute bag charms and whatnot. So if you're a Telfar girly, they are now selling bag charms. I'll have that linked in the description down below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.